This podcast is a proud member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. Listen to other great tech podcasts at www.techpodcasts.com.
Yo, you are in the right place at the right time, listening to the right thing. Tech Webcast. Congratulations on choosing such an awesome thing to listen to. You are clearly very smart. You're into tech stuff. You love hearing Brad and Jason and their guests chat. And you're probably really good looking too. Well done. So let's get into it. The weekly tech extravaganza that is Tech Webcast. In 3, 2, 1, let's go!
Hello, I'm Nat.
And I'm Marie.
And welcome to episode 188, Tech Webcast Podcast, recorded on Saturday, the 12th of May, 2012.
Tech Webcast is recorded every Saturday and rebroadcast on Aussie Tech Heads on Thursday nights at 7 p.m.
And our usual hosts for today, we've got Brad, Jason, and Steve, and Jody. And our guests, as you've heard, are Nat and Marie from natmarie.com. Good afternoon, Brad.
Good afternoon, Jason, and hello to Steve.
Hey, what's up?
And hello to Nat and Marie. Welcome to the show.
Hola.
Hola.
Hello, welcome. Jason, what's been happening, mate?
I've got a confession to make. I've become addicted to Minecraft.
Oh, no.
Yep. I downloaded it, started mucking around with it on a local player, and then I got a account for my daughter. She loves playing a game with me on Steam called Dungeon Defenders, and we do a co-op thing on there. And I thought, we could try out this Minecraft thing. So I got on there and I started playing. I thought this would be great. I'm sure she would love it. So I bought an account, virtual hosted server on a site in Brisbane called Taco Nation. You pay $10 a month and they give you your own virtual server, and you can have, for $10 a month, you can have 4 friends play on the same server. And then if you want to have, say, I think it's like 6 or 8, you pay $16 a month, but $10 a month just to have your own server so you can build stuff together and have some fun is well worth it, I think.
Cool, fun. Oh, you're going to have fun with that, Jason?
So, yeah, we started playing last night for a few hours and then a little bit again this morning, and we've built our own house and had to swim around and kill some cows and sheep to get some meat and stuff, and did some crafting, and this morning we had our house blown up by a creeper that came up to the front of the house when he saw us in through the doorway and went,
wow,
and killed me. So then I came back, picked up all the stuff, and then had to rebuild the house. So it was a lot of fun.
Nice. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, TiVo got an update in the US this week. Was that correct this week?
Yeah, yep. Not sure what it was that they've updated to their Premiere machine, and they've added on some extra features.
Yeah, I think it was the YouTube and Netflix got an update to their app.
Yep.
And you weren't happy about that?
No, well, we haven't got any updates since our TiVo version 3 came out many years ago, and we don't even have YouTube to watch on it, which, wouldn't add that much, but come on, it's not anything. I've got an Apple TV I can watch that on, but, to keep us limited to only watching movies and whatever that Casper thing is, it's got crappy videos.
I think it's just a waste of time, that Casper on TiVo. It's just a waste of money. They're not updating it very often, and...
Well, I don't even have my TiVo turned on anymore. I just use my Xbox to watch movies stream from the server, and it's going to get quick flicks soon, so you'll be able to do...
Oh, really?
Yep, you'll be able to do a sort of Netflix kind of thing on your Xbox.
Right. Oh, when's that?
If you're really... sometime the next couple of months, I think.
Oh, nice. Can't wait for that.
That's the Australian version of Netflix.
Yeah.
It's not as big, obviously, but it's a good start because we can't get the Netflix unless you get your VPN and hacker way over there with the fake account.
Yeah, definitely.
But you can also, of course, get Foxtel cable TV on there for $20 a month if you really wanted to. So I think nobody really needs a TiVo, and I think it's going to die in Australia because the Xbox is just going to be the main media center for everything.
Definitely. But still, I still think, I don't know what they're trying to do over here with TiVo, but I don't know how many people work there, but it's just rubbish.
Nobody works there, I think.
No, there was some guy on there by the name of Dan, I think he was. I'm going to call him that now. I think it's Dan, and he's from Highbird TV. and he was posting stuff on there, but he wasn't really saying much about it. Anything?
Yeah, I don't think Hybrid TV's got much going on there anymore. But every now and then they'll pop onto TV Australia once every few months and say, "Hey, we've got a new movie.
Yeah,
added. Just go check it out." It's like, why even bother?
yeah. The PVR itself is still a great box, but it's just
it's good for recording TV, but that's about it.
That's about it. That's
go get a cheap Beyond Wiz or Top Field or something if you want to do that.
Exactly.
So you're saying like the web apps aren't as good, just mostly recording.
There's no web apps.
There's nothing on there.
You can record your shows and you can watch a select set of old TV shows and movies on a thing called Casper, and that's it. We don't have YouTube. We don't have web apps. We don't have anything else.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Just limited. They pulled all the functionality that would make it a useful box.
Yeah, but that movie app is great news, Jason. But what you just said before about that's good.
Yeah, Quick Flicks. Yeah. I would like to try that out.
Yeah, same. That's gonna be great. And also, IE is gonna be on Xbox soon.
Is it?
Yeah, because they can browse
A10 or something.
Yeah, Internet Explorer. Yeah.
Cool.
So they're testing that at the moment, so that should be on there very soon.
And Minecraft came out on the Xbox this week too. So
cool. Good stuff.
Wow.
Good stuff. And what about you, Steve? What have you been up to, mate, for the past week?
Well, fairly busy. Today was some slight few technical difficulties working through that. Actually, the Minecraft on Xbox, my son wants to get that. How much is that? Or I don't know. It's Australian dollars probably.
I think it was 1,600 Microsoft points, whatever that is over there.
1,600.
Wow. Gee, that's a lot of points.
Oh, points.
So now Sid's got hanging on air, haven't you, Steve? You got that today, didn't you?
Yeah, because I kind of wanted to bring that up during my show, and I checked, and it was actually enabled today. So I made a quick video just to show during the show, and that was about it.
And also the Google Plus app got an update the other day too. Looks pretty nice on the.
Yeah, I saw a couple of people saying that's really good.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really fast and really smooth, and it's really nice.
All the Apple devices got an update too: the iPhone, iPad, Apple TV, and even the MacBooks and Airs and everything.
Yep,
all got new operating systems.
Very cool, very cool.
And my app finally got approved. So if anybody wants to play a cool game. It's mostly a kids kind of game. I made it with my daughter. She did some of the sound effects and she designed the graphics, and I just digitized them onto the game.
Nice.
Got approved by Apple this week, 99 cents in the App Store. Go get Fairy Defense. You're a fairy that has to zap using a magic wand. You zap the naughty dragons that are coming to attack the fairy.
Yep.
And the dragons breathe out fire that can hurt the fairy, and you can pick up bonus points from Clover that appears on the map, and when the dragons die, they drop a chest full of gold and jewels, so you get points there as well. It's great fun for kids.
Cool. And also check a game called Nova 3 for the iPad too. Great game. It just came out too the other day too.
Oh, update to Nova, wasn't it?
Yep. Nova 3. Great game.
Yeah.
Looks really nice on the iPad too. So what's some news, Jason, before we get into the interview?
Yes.
All right, mate.
Tech Webcast News. Facebook has said it's opening an app center for mini programs that plug offerings such as Pinterest or Draw Something into the leading social network. The app center will feature programs geared for web browsers as well as those for Apple and Android smartphones or tablet computers as part of a Facebook strategy to connect with its more than 900 million members on mobile gadgets. The App Center is designed to grow mobile apps that use Facebook, whether on iOS, Android, or the mobile web, Facebook's Aaron Brady said in a blog post. From the Mobile App Center, users can browse apps that are compatible with their device, and if a mobile app requires installation, they'll be sent to download the app from the App Store or Google Play. Facebook invited software developers to ready description pages for listings in the App Center, where applications will earn spots based on quality, popularity, and other metrics. The App Center will become the new central place to find great apps like Draw Something, Pinterest, Spotify, Battle Pirates, Vidi, and Bubble Witch Saga, Brady said. Paid applications will be allowed, with Facebook charging users flat fees. Applications at the center must be designed to let people sign in using Facebook Connect. The App Center will be open in coming weeks. Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak has sided with Australian consumers on the contentious topic of price discrimination, saying we shouldn't have to pay more for technology goods that cost much less in the United States. His comments, made on ABC Radio ahead of a sponsored speaking tour in Australia, come as the federal government readies for an inquiry that will ask tech giants like Apple to explain why Australians pay more for goods such as music, TV, and game downloads from iTunes than overseas customers. Other companies like Microsoft and Adobe will also be asked to explain. In part, Mr. Wozniak appeared to blame import tax and a protectionist regime for the discrepancy. The large duties in Australia, I'm sure, would not favour. Maybe people are very happy and feel well off because of the protections, but I think it's horrible. He said he was surprised when he found out his car cost 3 times more in Australia than what he paid for it in the US. I'm not really political, Mr. Wozniak said. I would probably wind up being a libertarian thinking we shouldn't have boundaries between countries, you know. He said he didn't know the price of Apple's popular smartphone here when compared with the US, but remarked he could ship anything anywhere in the world for almost nothing nowadays. In Australia, the cheapest iPhone 4S model costs $799 unlocked. The same unlocked phone costs $649 in the US, meaning local consumers pay $157 more for the same phone. Microsoft's Bing search engine is heading in a new direction as it drills deeper into Facebook's social network and Twitter's messaging service to showcase information unlikely to be found in Google. The changes, unveiled on Thursday in the US, will reshape how Bing displays its search results. It represents Microsoft's most dramatic shift in the internet search since the software maker introduced Bing as a decision engine nearly 3 years ago. Microsoft is counting on the new format to loosen Google's stranglehold on the lucrative internet search market. In the process, Microsoft hopes to turn a profit on its online division, which has lost more than $6.3 billion since Bing's June 2009 debut. Bing replaced Live Search, a mostly futile attempt to challenge Google. Microsoft touted Bing as a Google alternative that would provide more meaningful results by helping people make important decisions, such as picking a doctor and finding the best time to buy an airline ticket. For the past 2 years, Bing has been taking advantage of Microsoft's close relationship with Facebook to make search results more personalized and more relevant to users. It has an advantage Bing has over Google because its rival is shut out from personal data Microsoft has access to on the world's largest network. But Bing has failed to come up with an approach compelling enough to lure away most web surfers from Google. Bing is trying to fix that with the latest changes which come out next month. Microsoft plans a marketing blitz on television and the internet to promote the changes. Anyone seeking a peek during the next few weeks of testing can sign up for an invitation. The testing period will begin on Tuesday, May 15. That's the news for today.
Great news, mate. Great news. That's great news as always. Now, where do you get them news stories from each week?
Sydney Morning Herald.
Great stuff. Great plug for them.
Yeah.
All right, we've got Nat and Marie on as our guests for today.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. They do a internet show each week.
Hi.
And hello.
Hi.
Oh, hey.
Hey. There they are.
What's up?
Oh,
Nice picture. The real shocker.
Okay.
There they are. They're doing their live show. They're great. Great stuff.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. We're glad to hear that.
What's your show about?
Oh, we do the spiel. It's all about online culture and social trends, and we interview celebrities, and
we'll have live music sometimes. We'll have a viral video showdown where Nat picks a viral video, I'll pick a viral video, or videos. They're not necessarily viral yet, but they might have what we think
is the potential to go viral, the virality of videos on the internet.
And then our viewers, or we like to think of them as our co-hosts, they can vote on those videos, and then that affects what opens up the show the following week. Gosh, there's so much stuff. Anything to do with online entertainment culture.
That's it.
Good stuff. What sort of guests have you had on?
We've had on Epic Mealtime.
They were hilarious.
They got 1 million subscribers on YouTube
while they were on our show, which is pretty awesome.
That was pretty awesome. That was one of our viewers. Then high five.
Yeah. So we've had Hannah Hart from My Drunk Kitchen.
Yeah, and we've also had the guys from Corridor Digital on as well. We love them, and they're special effects gurus.
We've had some people from Revision 3. So we've had Jay Edelson, who is the co-founder of Revision 3.
Cool.
He's the chair of Revision 3, co-founder of Dig.
Dig, that's right, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So, yeah, and the list goes on.
Yeah, we've had some pretty interesting guests for sure.
How long have you been around for, doing the show for?
We've been doing it since end of 2010. We started in my condo.
Yeah, which is pretty interesting. Started in a condo. Even back then, though, we had like a 2-camera setup, which was pretty impressive. Yeah. And from there, it's just grown into our 2nd season now, and we're in a bona fide studio, which is pretty awesome.
That's it.
So where's that located at? Is it just an apartment building or just?
No. We're in Kensington Market. So in Toronto, there's like this one community that's like the very bohemian area of the city where basically it looks like how do you describe it? Like
I'd call it the Latin Quarter of Toronto, probably.
It
is. So this is where there's a little more of like the, if you want really good Latin food, authentic Latin food, you come to Kensington Market. But there's a lot of street art, like a lot of the buildings. It's a very artistic, as Marie said, artistic community. So our studio is very well placed in this space because it's anywhere you step out here is very conducive to a really creative kind of community environment. So
we found it was like a warehouse conversion product, and then we found a place in it. And the guys who run the space were so accommodating. They were able to put in the right type of high speed that we needed in order to support the live stream. They gave us dedicated electricity, so we have clean electricity for all of our equipment. We don't have to share it. It's just like a nice little spot that's all our own. And plus, they were like, just because of the timing of when your show is, if you have bands and stuff on, don't worry about it. There really isn't anybody else that's around during that time. So everybody was like, the whole thing was just very accommodating. And we're like, that's where we need to be. Latin food, street art, and us.
Wow.
All right.
How did you two meet and get to start the show together?
Oh, so this is a good story. We actually met on Twitter.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, so Marie, so she's at karmacake.ca, and myself at A2Banos. We met on Twitter about, I don't know, it's like 3 years ago now?
Yeah.
3 years ago. We were tweeting out, basically looking for a collaboration, women to do interesting projects on the web, because, I don't know, I was working in a company at the time where there was a lot of male-oriented projects, like male web series. The TV shows was very, again, dominated or geared towards men. And I don't know, I was kind of like, so we're in Toronto and we're a creative community, and I want to find some girls that are all scrappy and want to do a cool show. So anyway, tweeted out. Marie was one of the people that responded, and then we met and just gelled immediately. So from there, our brainstorming powers took over, and the show was created, essentially.
Essentially, we just got tired of, because we wanted to also pitch to television networks as well, because, I mean, being on a TV channel would be fantastic, but it wasn't working out for us. Nat and I kind of not necessarily discouraged. We're like, we have to pivot. We have to do something different. What can we do? Let's live stream, and let's try and create the scrappiest, hack together, multiple camera setup that we possibly can, so we can make it seem like a television show. And we just made it happen. We brought on some really great guys that were able to help us with the technology on the show, and
it worked out really well. I mean, like, we both come from backgrounds that are conducive to social media and like creating shows and content and television. So basically, we put all our powers together, and the added element was trying to make it engaging live on the web, right? Because that's kind of what I like to think is the cool factor of the show. It's all about the live engagement, the co-hosts that help us drive the content and conversation on our show. So.
And now and then we'll have guys that are people. Well, I won't say guys because it's not gender specific, right? But there's folks they'll tune in. So anytime during our show, folks can call in via Skype and they can join in with the broadcast. So if we have a guest on the show that people want to talk to, they can call in and ask them their questions directly and have a face-to-face interview with them. It's kind of cool. We like to integrate people into the broadcast.
Good stuff.
How do you research who you're going to have and get them invited into the show? Do you do that yourselves?
Yeah. Basically, we use our chase producing skills and just find people that are doing cool things on the web. So whether it's a really neat web series, someone that has a really cool blog.
What about podcasts?
Someone that made news recently. Exactly. We should totally get you guys on the show. But that's exactly it. It's people that we meet through Twitter, whatever the case may be. And essentially, we reach out. We pitch them on the show and on the segment and on the benefit of the engagement. And cool. People either say yes or no, but on the most part, it's been a pretty resounding yes, which has been great.
It's pretty easy, I'll go and I'll spend most of my days just trolling online, trying to find just things that entertain me.
How many views have you had on your episodes?
Well, so we have the live episodes. Just the way that Ustream is, it doesn't calculate archive and live as one number. So
Okay.
And then we also have the YouTube channel. So I don't know. We have about like 100 folks per show, and then usually another like 100, 200 people in the archives, and then. It depends on.
It really depends on the show, because there's some shows that are in the thousands.
It's
per view.
true.
So it really depends on the show, I'd say.
It always. But it's like we have our hardcore group of folks that tune in every week, and really it's kind of like our hangout with them. We get together, they come on, we sit, we chat, have a great show, and then we do it all over again. It's fun.
But Jamie wants to call in and say hi to you, so I'm going to add her in. She wants to call in and say hello to us. She hasn't been on the show for a long time. So she wants to come in. Steve, you remember her? Jamie?
Damn, I'm trying to remember. 19, what? It's not 80 something. Or, well, I don't know.
If she answers anyway. But yeah, keep going. Girls, talk away.
What would you say would be some of your funnest shows and interviews?
That's a good question, actually. Flula! Oh my gosh,
Flula.
I think Flula has been one of my favorite ones.
Do you guys know
The
who
heck is a flula?
Yeah, do you know who Flula Borg is?
Never heard of it.
I think we lost Gina.
Oh, look him on YouTube. So he's
Here, I'll try and find a URL. You talk now.
okay. So Flula Borg is a German living in the United States who is also like a DJ and also produces this web show, and it's hilarious. Like, he's this total hilarious German character. Like, he is really German, but he emphasizes everything about being German, and he
Sort of makes himself stereotypical. Or something.
Very comedic and quirky. He's very, very quirky. So anyway, needless to say, having him on the show was hilarious because he was in character to a certain extent, but I think just naturally quirky.
That's the video that I just sent you a URL. That video was, I think, most of our first run in. Yeah, it's the one where he's like dance. So anyway, that song is our first introduction to Flula.
Yeah.
So from that, we're like, we saw that video and immediately was like, we have to get this guy on. He's just too funny. And he's such a nice guy, such a genuinely sweet and great guy. So he's gone on. He now hosts a live series. His Twitter is very popular, but he has like another very strong cult following. But
yeah, he's very funny. So he's been a great interview. I don't know if you guys are familiar with George Stroumboulopoulos, but he's a pretty prominent personality in Canada.
He's like Canada's, journalist. He's like Canada's darling in a way. Like
Canada's Anderson Cooper, I'd say. Canada's Anderson Cooper to a certain extent.
Yeah, he's cooler than Anderson Cooper.
Yeah, he's edgier.
Yeah,
he appeals to like a younger demographic, so he's edgier. But anyway, he was really cool. Came on our show, and that was fantastically neat. You guys are familiar with Amber MacArthur, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I love her. She's cool.
Was on our premiere episode for the second season, which was fantastic.
Yeah, she's.
So how do you guys know Amber? Do you?
We're just a huge fan of her show.
We listen to the Twit Network.
Yeah, Twit. Yeah.
They're huge here and then in Australia. That's where.
Really?
Yeah, so her shows are huge in Canada and then Australia.
Yep, definitely. Hello, Jamie Matter.
Jamie?
Hello, you're on air. Hello, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Good. Sorry, I muted because there was a lot of background noise.
Okay. Nat and Marie, this is Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi. Sorry, I'm a little late for the party.
That's okay.
We saved you a seat.
Party's just getting started.
So yeah, continue. What else do you got? What else do you do on the show?
Basically, that's pretty much it. We just sit, we talk a little bit about news, what's going on online. We do some viral videos.
Oh, we do the trending topics. So trending topics is essentially what it sounds like. There's different videos that are trending, different topics that are trending, different memes that are trending around the world. And we like to talk about, obviously, some of the prominent ones and some of the ones that are a little more obscure. Like, this week we talked about what's trending in the Philippines, which is this little adorable Filipino boy doing his own music video version of Justin Bieber's Boyfriend, which was pretty cute.
It was actually pretty adorable. I'll give it to that. I'll give it to him.
But yeah, so it's just so interesting to see the things that trend in different countries and different continents, globally, whatever the case may be. And we do a lot of conversation around that, which is pretty fun.
Cool.
It is.
What sort of devices do you guys use? Do you own your iPad and stuff and iPhones?
We're using, we both have, I have a Mac
iPhones.
Pro and
I have a MacBook Air.
Yeah, and then we both have iPhones. And then as far as like equipment that we're using in the studio, we created a custom streaming server for our needs because we were, for the longest time, we were using a MacBook Pro, and we were maxing it out every show. We had to have fans on it just to keep this thing from overheating.
Yeah.
And so when we got into the second season, we just had to make the decision that we had to invest the money and build it out. So we spent probably about 3 or 4 months just researching the different equipment for it and put it together, and it works like a dream. We were using Cam Twist for switching, but what are we using now, Matt? Matt is our
VidBlaster, yeah. So since changing to, I guess, a Windows platform, we're now using VidBlaster for our streams, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have many sponsors?
We do have a couple of sponsors. We have a speaker company, Canadian Speaker Works. They have sponsored us, well, obviously for our speaker equipment in the studio, which makes everything awesome.
Oh, and our furniture, actually. So our set is sponsored by a local furniture company called Urban Barn, which is, again, fantastic because it just boosts up the production value, right? Like having this fancy-looking studio space. Yeah,
and gosh, it's like, as time goes on, like we're going to be, I don't know, the whole project stuff it's just an interesting thing. I mean, we're doing live, I think it's just an interesting space nowadays. I mean, everyone seems to be trying to create their YouTube video stardom. I won't say everybody, but quite a bit. And then live over the past couple of years has really just taken off.
Yeah, it's definitely been the new, so web series, they understand web series, there's the value there. As more people are watching online video during prime time hours, great. Like web series, awesome. Live is kind of the next step. And definitely in the last little while, it's been getting much more popular, I find, and more people are doing live, which is interesting.
The whole thing is like, it's just being a part of the community and growing in it has been a really fun thing. I mean, for us in Canada, we're really the only ones that are doing it. I mean, for a short period of time, there was like this big explosion, and especially in Toronto, there was like several web series that were trying to go, and they were all trying to do the same thing. And then
live streaming. Right?
Everybody essentially folded because I don't think they realized how much work it is to put it on.
It's a lot of work. And sorry.
I was just going to say, like, even for you guys, I mean, you do this regularly, and I mean, the amount of preparation that has to go into it, I'm sure is.
Oh, there is a lot of preparation in the show. Probably about 2 minutes.
Like 3 on a good day.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. That sounds very different from our process every week for our show.
No, there's not really much preparation for this podcast.
I don't seem like there is, though.
Is it?
We wing it.
Well, you know what? That is definitely part of the fun.
It is. It's all about fun. Yeah, that's what it is.
Spontaneity, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
No editing.
You guys
No editing, yep.
Darn it, I've been doing it wrong all these years. Okay.
You'll learn, Steve.
Yeah, I know. I've been doing it totally wrong. I'm going to wing it next week.
So Matt does your video editing afterwards, does he?
We have actually a team of editors that do it for us, and they're great because they're volunteering a lot of their time in order to help us out. We're launching our website, so we built a custom website, which is like, we took like a template that we really liked, but we basically gutted it and have rebuilt it to hopefully set up for what we'd like to do as our next phase of the show, which is introducing something that's a bit more interactive.
As an experience, as the viewer experience, for sure. And, I mean, you can go to the URL now at natmarie.com, and you can, I guess, just check out a little bit of what it's going to look like, but you can sign up for, obviously, sign up for the site.
Sign up for the site, and then once we're ready to launch the first iteration of it, then all the people that are signed on will be able to have a chance to check it out and bump around. And but it's really important for us, like especially when we're doing the live the live show, is to try and figure out a way to create engagement as that center feature of the entire program, because we're not just hosts and we don't want to have that barrier between us and the viewers. We want to try to blur that line, and we want everybody who's watching the show to feel welcome to converse with us. Every episode we're watching what people are saying online. I mean, we have Tanya as well, who is a co-host on the show. She's constantly making sure that she's feeding information out online so that people can look at the videos and share content as it's coming up. And obviously, like, Skype is always available, so if anybody wants to call in. But I know that there's more that we can do to create more of an engaged, curated experience, and that's what we're trying to build out for the next phase. So it's a really interesting and very big undertaking, but and it's hard in a lot of ways because there is no precedence for what we're doing at all. Like, no one else is really trying to build out in the same way that we are, or they're very satisfied with the technology that's currently being offered for live broadcasting, whether it's on Livestream or Ustream or wherever. But for whatever reason, Nat and I are just never satisfied. There's always more that we can do. And so we're constantly scheming every single day, like just new technology and what we can build out. And because we have a small team of developers, designers, editors, and some directors, television people and whatnot that are helping us out behind the scenes. So we're constantly like just throwing ideas at them.
Cool.
And so, I mean, the way that Nat Marie is right now is very much just, it's a first step, you know, proof of concept. We can do it now.
Definitely.
Where can we go?
Do you guys have an iPhone app or an iPad app out?
Not yet, no. But that is definitely in the works. I mean, when we started, the funny thing is, okay, well, I won't say it's a funny thing, but when we got started, it was an experiment. And then the experiment took a life unto itself. And now we're madly trying to catch up and just get all those things that we really should have done in the beginning, but we didn't think that we would end up having like an actual show that would have gone on so long. So, oopalai. So, yeah, we have, it's in the works.
Cool. Jason, any questions?
No, I think that's about it for me.
Okay. Steve, any questions?
Speaking of engagement, do you find you get a lot through the social networks like Facebook and Twitter, or maybe Google Plus? And have you thought about doing Google Plus Hangouts?
We don't really get a lot of, like, we were on Google Plus and we were using it quite heavily for probably about 4 or 5 months. For a while, we were very, very invested in it, and we just couldn't get any traction on it. So we just said, forget it. And we went back to just Facebook and Twitter. Facebook is fantastic.
Yeah, Facebook is pretty fantastic.
I love Facebook. It's so much fun.
What about live YouTube?
Pardon?
See, YouTube is offering a live broadcasting system for some channels. Have you looked into that?
Yeah, we have. We have a contact over at YouTube, but our thing is you need to be a part of the Partners Project, or at least that's what they've said to us, is that you need to be a part of a Partners Project in order to get considered for the live. So we're not a part of the partners. So we're trying to figure out ways to just skip around that. We're like, hey, we want to defect from where we are right now and come on over. So we'll, it's just like, we're working on trying to find out our own solution for live streaming the show so we don't really have to rely on anybody else. So I don't know. There's a lot of things out there. It's a really, again, I'll say it again, it's an interesting phase for us because it's just building.
Cool. Well, it's a great show. How long have you been doing it for? 3 years, you said?
Yeah.
3 years, well.
3 years.
Well, I mean, since
end of 2010. I don't know. We're on our second season, so I consider it 2 seasons. I don't know. 2 years?
2 or 3-ish, something like that.
We've been friends for 3 years. Yeah, the show didn't. Yeah, the show's like 2 years, I'd say.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
Steve, any questions?
What do you got? Something unique that you're going to be doing in the near future? Something you haven't done before? Totally new.
Well, yeah, nudity. We're going to be doing nudity on the show.
Matt!
What?
Where's your website located again? Let me see. Hold on.
So be sure to tune in next week. Our guest next week, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Naked News over there in Australia.
I know.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So Naked News are our guests on our show.
That's cool.
So it's going to be neat because they'll be on our show. I think the main person we're interviewing will be clothed, but one of her most popular hosts will be coming on and doing a potential disrobe. I don't know. You'll have to tune in to find out for sure.
I just like loved how you entered into that. You're like, oh, we're gonna do nudity. I was like,
I'm gonna bring my 3D glasses with me, so I'll be good to go.
Hey, Steve, put them on, mate.
That looks great.
so many people are reaching out to us. I put the announcement a couple of times on Twitter today, and I've just been getting so many people and trying to be like, so is there going to be an audience for that show? Like,
I know people are so interested. It's awesome. I hope it breaks records for Nat and Marie.
I think it will.
When's that going to happen?
Definitely, it'll be the first.
Hey, if you need a guest nudist, I'll volunteer. Be the guest nudist.
Oh, awesome.
I'll probably scare everybody away. Probably.
When is that going to be broadcasting?
That's going to be on
next Wednesday. So yeah, our show is on every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time.
I guess that would be
cool.
9 a.m.
Yeah. Something like that. 9 or 10 a.m. our time over in Australia. Have you had any Australian guests on your show before?
Have we?
Australian guests. I'm not 100%
I don't think
sure.
so. But my friend is married an Australian.
Oh, very nice.
Yes. Does that count?
Does that count?
Jill, who had 20-something TV.
It starts.
Anyway.
We'll get me and Jason on the show.
Well, maybe you guys can be our first Australian.
Sure. We can do that.
Just not naked.
Yeah, not the naked part.
No.
No,
Steve will do that.
You don't need to.
Oh, that'd be too funny.
And then we can have conversations about Vegemite versus Marmite.
Oh my.
Oh, it's so nice.
Vegemite.
It's nice.
Talk about Australian culture. I'd be down with that.
Well,
shit, yeah.
You have to try some Tim Tams and Milo.
Tim Tams, you can buy those here.
I don't know what those are.
Milo is like, it's a drink, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a drink.
Yeah, chocolate drink.
Yeah.
Tim Tams, chocolate covered biscuits.
Like the Yahoo chocolate drink?
What did you say, Steve?
Is it like Yahoo? Yeah.
Drink.
They got Yahoo. That's like chocolate
I don't know. We haven't got Yahoo, so I can't say.
I don't know. Not sure. We haven't got Yahoo drink over here. Never heard of that. Didn't know that to drink out.
Not to be confused with the web browser, by the way.
Yeah, I've seen it on Angry Beavers cartoon. They drink Yahoo.
Oh, really? What is it?
It's like a chocolate drink, I guess. Some kind of...
This is sort of crunchy chocolate that you put in to help mix it up. It's Milo.
Drink.
So what else do you girls get into technology-wise? What else do you do? Do you play games and stuff and Xbox?
I am addicted right now to an app on my iPhone called Please Stay Calm that's done by a Toronto firm called Massive Damage or Loop Studios. And it's a RPG where it ties in with Foursquare.
Cool.
I tell you, I'm addicted. There's a couple of things like I have my want list that I want to play. I want to play Portal. I have not played that.
Portal's good.
I want to play Portal so bad, but I haven't gotten around to it. It's like work first, play later.
You get lots of cake in Portal.
I allow myself this game, Please Stay Calm. And so what happens is the game's premise is there's a zombie apocalypse that is upon us all. And because it ties in with Foursquare, the zombie apocalypse is in your neighborhood. And you have to hunt zombies, scavenge for different items that you can use to battle the zombies, and you create safe houses, recruit your friends to join your safe house, and you basically try and become the most powerful zombie fighting team possible. I'm an army of one, but I'm pretty badass.
So you actually, now you're not saying like you run around town, actually, is this virtually or the real thing?
It's virtually.
Oh, okay, I'm just making sure.
It's just it's just like you can just stay in your living room and navigate your neighborhood, the different items. Like in my neighborhood, I have like MTV Canada is there, so I have my safe house there. I did just in case somebody from MTV decided that they were going to check out, Please Stay Calm and be like, look, Nat and Marie has a safe house here. Who's Nat and Marie? And then
Let's have them on the MTV.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, hey, it's Nat and Marie. Let's call those girls up. But it's a really fun game. There's so many players from around the world that are playing it, and I wanted to check it out again because it was from a Toronto design firm called Loop Studios. And I really just wanted to see what it was all about. I didn't realize I was going to get so consumed by this silly little game.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you can duel other people too, other players.
That's awesome.
I'm level 8 dueler.
Very nice.
Don't mess with me.
I like Call of Duty.
Pardon?
I like Call of Duty.
I am so bad at shooter games. Like, I'm the worst. You would not want to play with me at all. You would get so angry.
Unless it had zombies, then she's all right.
Zombies are fine. That's the easiest.
No,
Call of Duty Zombie Edition, when that comes out, she'll be there.
Yeah. What about you, Jason? Do you play any Xbox games, mate?
Yeah, I got BioShock. I quite like that one.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
I've been playing Left 4 Dead recently. Left 4 Dead.
Yeah. Good game. That's
Kill
a good
those
game.
zombies.
Halo's a good game, too.
Kill some zombies.
Halo. It's a good game. And, yeah, all right. Well, anything else you want to say before you go?
Oh, gosh. What do you want to say?
Do you want to say anything?
I don't really
Hi, thanks for having us. You guys are great.
No problem.
And we'll figure out a time when you can come on the show.
Totally.
And I know it's like as soon as Matt, do you want to say anything? You're the guy that's wandering in the background. You're the techie on board here, shaking your head.
Yeah, where is Matt? Bring Matt into the conversation.
He
Hey,
must be in
Matt,
the
come
control
say hi.
room. I think he's in the control room. Oh, there he is.
That's it.
Hey, Matt. What's up, mate?
Not much, man. How you guys doing?
Yeah, good dude. Just talking to these girls and great show, by the way.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Matt is what we call he's our programmer.
Yeah.
Cool.
Program.
You guys know the term? It's just, I'm a web developer, so I do a lot of programming, and then programming with a few guys, you do some brogramming, because you're programming with bros.
I know. I heard bro. I was like, brogramming. Bro.
That's a new name word for me. That's a good name. Cool name.
Got to bro down and crush some code.
But really fast, on one note, so one of the guys that I work with mentioned, I know you guys were talking earlier in the show about Minecraft.
Yes.
And how it came out to the 360. Now, I might be a bit wrong, but I also heard that apparently they made enough money in 1 hour, or in the first hour that it got launched, that it basically paid for all the development to go on the 360.
Yeah, it's the biggest downloaded game for 360 ever.
Crazy, right? That's awesome.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So I like it. Again, you guys are doing a good job. It's awesome. And we can't wait to have you guys on the show.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
All right, no problem, boys. Thank you.
See you around.
See ya. All right. Thanks, girls, for being on. Appreciate it. Would you want to throw out your Twitter addresses and that sort of stuff and so people can follow you?
Yeah, of course. You can follow us on Twitter at Nat and Marie.
You can also Skype in at Nat and Marie Show.
Check out our website, natandmarie.com.
Or you can check out our Tumblr, natmarie.tumblr.com.
Really, just go anywhere. Pinterest, wherever. It's just Nat and Marie.
Stick in Nat and Marie.
And you'll
Own
find
the internet.
Yeah, they do. They own the internet. Yeah.
Wow.
get in there.
They do. They own the internet. Do you have much competition with other shows like what you do?
Not really. I mean, well, especially in Canada, there's no one that really does something like this. In the United States, I mean, they're doing a lot of web content, video web content as well as podcasts. I know that there are some live shows out there. In terms of, are we directly competitive? No. Like, we reach out to different audiences, really. So I'd say we're pretty good where we are.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Sure. But I like how some people describe us as Tosh.0 meets Wayne's World.
Wayne's World.
But with girls.
Party time. Excellent. They're not worthy.
It's all a dream.
Yeah.
Oh, I was obsessed with Wayne's World. I don't even get into that.
That's so funny.
Nerdy and all the.
You got to do a parody of Wayne's World, but that's another story altogether.
We've told you about that, doing a parody of Wayne's World. That'd be so funny.
There's so many things that we could do. There's a whole web out there. Tell you. Anyway, thanks guys for having us on. It was fantastic, and yeah, this is great.
Yeah, thank
I don't
you
want to
so
go.
much.
I just want to stay.
I hope you come to Australia one day.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, definitely. That'd be awesome.
Oh, trust me, it's on the wish list of things to do for sure, for sure.
On your bucket list, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
The bucket list,
The bucket
exactly.
list.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it's like in Canada, we have so many friends that are going to Australia like all the time. Like people will go down there to live for a year or two.
Yeah, that's
and
definitely the location I think most Canadians go. They go to Australia for a year.
Yeah, it's true. Anyway, cheers, guys. Have a
Thanks.
great night. Thanks so much for having us, and later.
Yeah.
No problem. Thanks. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, that was Nat Marie, Jason.
Great interview.
Great.
Very interesting people. They like to talk.
Funny as. Great show. Check out their website, natamarie.com. Each Wednesday. What time was it again? What time do they
9 p.m. I think.
9 p.m. And that's very cool. They're very funny.
Yeah.
Yep.
So any shout outs before you go, Jason? Any Twitter and stuff? Where they can find you on Twitter and that?
Yeah, bluebilby.com, and you can find me on Twitter, Warlock, WAULOK. Download the new Fairy Defense game.
Yep, definitely.
My daughter will love you for it.
Yep. Is that free game or was it paid?
99 cents in the App Store. I'm hoping to do a Android version, which will be free with ads.
Cool. Go buy it now, people. Just want to give a quick shout out to Brian and Mike from Insanely Great Mac. They do a show each week, and Brian gave a shout out to our podcast on yesterday.
Oh, cool.
That was cool. Appreciate him for doing that for us. And we're going to try and get Mike on. He does a great reviews on products. You should check that out. It's really good. Really great.
Where do we find Steve on the net?
And Steve, yep.
I don't know. You can find me here on justin.tv/Linux Cool Dude, and of course on Twitter, which is Chatterbox_live.
That's it. And also you can find this video on TiVo. Make sure you download on TiVo. It's great stuff to have on TiVo.
And where do we find you, Brad?
At me, Brad Oz, and at Tech Webcast, and on Facebook, Tech Webcast.
And techwebcast.info.
That's the one. Great site. And Steve, you lost the game as always.
Yep. Didn't lose a game.
Maybe you shouldn't lose the game because you do the video and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
We'd be lost without him.
Yep. And thanks to Aussie Tech Heads for replaying the video each week. Appreciate that, mate. Guys over at Aussie Tech Heads. And
cool dudes.
Cool, yeah. Great guys. Yep. Should get them on one day to have a chat with them.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Jason.
See you next week.
See you next week. Thanks, Steve. See you next week.
Yep. See you later.
Yep. See ya.
Hi, Glenn from Aussie Tech Heads. Join Will, Eric and myself as we bring you the latest, most up-to-date important tech news that affects you from Australia and the world. Weekly podcast available each Friday through iTunes. Watch the live stream recording of the show at live.thesecrethub.com each Thursday night, 7:30pm or GMT plus 10. Call in live via Skype or chat in our lounge. However you get us, just make sure you do. Listen or visit our website for more information, www.aussietechhead.com.au. Aussie Tech Heads, Australia's longest running tech news podcast.
Well, that's it for Tech Webcast this week. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed having your mind expanded. Tune in next week for more tech talk with Brad, Jason, and whatever crazy guest they've managed to rope in. Don't forget to get the Tech Webcast app from iTunes. Follow us on Twitter at Tech Webcast, and of course check us out on Facebook too. Until next time, may the tech be with you. Peace.